Hi, vinyl community. It's Maria. So today I'm going to be showing my top 10 favorite greatest hits albums, or as Vinyl Richie calls them, greatest hits albums. Let's start with the White Stripes. Um, of course, the Detroit duo, Jack and Meg White, they were part of the garage rock re revival in the early 2000s. It's a double disc, really great gatefold. So it's got black and white pictures, but also pictures of them in their trademark red, white, and black clothing. This came out in 2020. Let's see. So one of my favorites. So they cover Dolly Parton's Jolene, which is my favorite Dolly Parton song. So that's on here. Now that had never that wasn't on an album. It was a non-album single. And then the first song, Let's Shake Hands, that was their debut 7-inch in 98. That was a non-album single. They have, and let me show you the list of songs, if you can see that. So they end with Seven Nation Army, which, that's become almost like this. You go to a stadium, you're going to hear that. It's very popular at sporting events. And I didn't realize, so I've always loved the song Conquest. I love the sort of Spanish, it sounds like conquistadors. And anyway, I didn't realize that was a cover. I didn't know that they hadn't written that. Other leaves, so I love You're Pretty Good Looking for a Girl. Hotel Yorba. Really, these songs make you want to, or that song at least makes you want to get up and dance. Really great to have, 26 of their greatest hits. So yeah, check out the White Stripes greatest hits albums. So before I get into the next one, does everyone know what January 1st, New Year's Day, there is a vinyl community tradition. I am going to be hosting the 3rd annual VCAs, the Vinyl Community Awards. Very prestigious event. On January 1st, make it a tradition in your house to watch the Vinyl Community Awards because, it's pretty fun and I will be hosting it. Now, the next one is the Nice Greatest Hits. This is, it came out in 77. The Nice were formed, I think, in 67, and it was Keith Emerson's first band. So sort of like his starter band. I hate to say that. But anyway, so it's prog. It could also be called symphonic rock. So it's really weird to have a prog greatest hits album, which is why I didn't bring out any of my Yes, classic Yes, or any of the other ones. But so anyway, this is the first, it starts out, it's got the America from West Side Story, but the rest, like the back, side 2, that entire side, although it's listed as different songs, it plays straight through. And the other thing, if you can see who is credited for writing these songs, it's Emerlist Davjak. That is the entire band, the Nice. It's the first few letters in their surnames: Emerson, O'List, Davison, and Jackson. So, Rick Wakeman was playing on this. Where was it? Oh gosh, I can't find it. No, I think I'm confusing that with something else. Well, anyway, if you look, so NIMS record, Limited, down there, that was Brian Epstein's posthumous record label. And what was I going to say? So this, I had never even heard of the Nice until I picked this up for, a few bucks at Book Nook. Really good, really fun to listen to. So I really learned a lot about them, having never heard of them before. This one. Okay. Warren Zevon. So it's called A Quiet Normal Life. And I have always, I love him. I love like the storytelling of his songs. and I'll read some of the lyrics in a second. This came out in 86. Now, reading through, and I'll show you the back because it's got all the lyrics. And then I also was reading through the people who are doing harmonies on here. Like, so Play It All Night Long. You've got Jackson Browne, harmony. Rollin' the Headless Thompson Gunner. You've got the Gentleman Boys doing harmonies. Muhammad's Radio, you've got Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks doing harmonies. Let's see, Jackson Browne again, the Gentleman Boys. Yeah, so this, and then the lyrics are what gets me. My favorite song is Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Where is it? Well, I went home with the waitress the way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Like, I just love the stories he tells. And I love the lyrics, but a lot of his songs it make me want to dance, especially if I've had a few beers. Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me is another one that I really like. Well, I met a girl at the Rainbow Bar. She asked me if I'd beat her. She took me back to the Hyatt House. I don't want to talk about it. His lyrics just tell these stories of wild times and with danceable music. Really great. I need to get more of his stuff on vinyl. I've got some of his stuff on cassette, but the stuff on vinyl, I need to, collect a little more. My face is getting red. It's getting a little hot. This one. So I got a promo copy of this Otis Reading Greatest Hits, Georgia artist. So this came out in 72. He had passed away in 67. And so this is a double disc. The White Stripes was 2 discs. This is 2 discs, and they show him because this was about 5 years after he had passed away in a plane crash. So they have Respect, which he wrote, and of course Aretha Franklin made it her own. Now, I've always loved Try a Little Tenderness. I didn't realize he hadn't written that one. It's on here, but he didn't write it. They also, okay, so he does a cover of I Can't Get No Satisfaction, the Rolling Stones song. And so Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, the song and the album was released posthumously, and they were the first song and album to reach #1 posthumously. And and here's a big glaring omission. Why isn't Hard to Handle on here? I absolutely love that song. So anyway, Otis Reading, like I said, Georgia. I'm a Georgia peach too. And so he was born in Dawson, Georgia, but at age 2 moved to Macon. And so in Macon, they have named a bridge after him. They've named, there's a statue of him. And in France, they even have an award for him, pre Otis Reading, and it's for best R&B record. So really, I'm so glad they're honoring him in France, and they honor him in Georgia, of course. We wouldn't forget Otis Reading. And but it's the promotional copy, and then this sticker, the best of Otis Reading. So yeah, I don't know if that sticker sort of shouldn't have been slapped on there. I mean, I'm glad they put the promo copy sticker, but anyway. Oh, so this is a fun one. And I only had one thing by David Bowie. It was Let's Dance. I think I got in like 83, and somehow I let that out of my collection because it had Modern Love on it, which I loved. Well, this came out in 84. The songs are from 69 through 80. It includes the song 1984, which was written 10 years before that. I love Fame. It's very funky rock. Young Americans is what I like as well. And this is Changes, which I absolutely love. Rick Wakeman was playing on that. That's where I confused Rick Wakeman. And let's see, Heroes was co-written by Brian Eno. And this is just a really fun listen. I need to play catch up with David Bowie because I really just know hits. I've never done any sort of deep dive into his discography. Obviously, a very well respected artist. And so this one, and I've had this for years, Billy Joel Greatest Hits Volumes 1 and 2. This is 2 discs as well. So the 70s and the 80s, oh, well, this just has lyrics. The 70s and the 80s were really his heyday. The first song, Piano Man, he is known as the Piano Man. And I love the story that he's weaving about the people who have come into the bar to hear him play. But I'm going to say I loved it the first 100 times. I could probably go the rest of my life without hearing Piano Man again. But what I like, disc 2, side 1, the third side, is my favorite. You can see right here, it's got, it's still rock and roll to me. Don't Ask Me Why. I love that. I think it's about Bianca Jagger, just about, how she just walks in and everyone just throw roses at her feet, and Pressure, very sort of intense. He's just really going at it. And Allentown and Goodnight Saigon. I always take the needle off before Goodnight Saigon because it sort of depresses me. But Allentown, which could be a depressing song, is really about like the resilience of Allentown, Pennsylvania, as it's becoming the Rust Belt, and you're losing manufacturing jobs. And so this is one of the best-selling albums of all time. I'm going to show the best-selling album of all time in a second. So basically, the final 2 songs, You're Only Human, Second Wind, and The Night Is Still Young, they were first released on this record, and then both were released as singles. And the only other Billy Joel album I ever bought was An Innocent Man, which had Tell Her About It, Uptown Girl, which I do like, even though it's so poppy and the video was so dorky. And then The Longest Time, Billy Joel did all the vocals, all the percussive hand claps and snaps. I think there was just maybe a bass added. And so yeah, and then I love Moving Out, Anthony's song, Only the Good Die Young, which he sort of, it's about him preying on Catholic girls. But, and he said as an adult, he regrets that. But when he wrote it, he was a very horny person. She's Always a Woman, which actually I bought that as a 45 when I was like 12 or 13. So I did buy something else by him. Big Shot makes you want to just yell, you had to be a big shot, didn't you? It just makes you want to yell along. So yeah, these are some incredible Billy Joel greatest hits up till 85. And really, I didn't listen to a lot after that. I sort of like the We Didn't Start the Fire song because you hear all this history, but I sort of stopped paying attention. But I'd go see him. I'd go see him to hear all the 70s and 80s songs. Oh, this is one. Okay. Another double disc, the Beastie Boys, Music. This came out in 2020. Okay. I remember when Fight for Your Right to Party and No Sleep Till Brooklyn came out. And Fight for Your Right to Party, every time it came on the radio, like I just want to turn, because I didn't like it. And some of my friends were like, oh, this is so great. No, I didn't like it at all. So then I slept on Paul's Boutique. So when Check Your Head came out and the word of mouth was out of control, I got it on CD, loved it. At late 92, I went to see the Beastie Boys in the Georgia State University gym. They were playing with Rollins Band. And then after that, Ill Communication, which has my favorite song of all time, pretty much Sabotage. The video has to be up there with my top 10 videos of all time. And I'm a video connoisseur. So this, and anyway, on this side, pictures of album covers. In the middle, you have the 7-inch from Sabotage. So these, and I might pull out the discs. One of them is red, and let's see. Yeah, so we've got a beautiful red disc. The other is white, this gorgeous white disc. And anyway, so I think side one was Rick Rubin produced and co-written. We've got let's see, it's pretty much, yeah, it's all from License to Ill on side one. Side two, or side B, 1 through 3 are from Paul's Boutique, which of course was produced by the Dust Brothers. 4 through 5 from Check Your Head, and then side 3 continues from Check Your Head, Jimmy James, Sure Shot, Root Down. Then you start with Sabotage, Get It Together, I think Root Down. Well, anyway, then side D is from Hello Nasty. Oh God. So it's from Hello Nasty, Hot Sauce, what was it called? Hot Sauce Committee Part 2, and To the Five Boroughs. So you've got songs from those albums. So because I had this stuff, I had License to Ill on cassette. Someone made me a cassette of Paul's Boutique, and then I bought Check Your Head on CD when it came out, and Ill Communication. So I've got this, but then I also ended up getting Check Your Head on vinyl. So it's really great to have all these songs right there whenever you want to listen to the Beastie Boys. So the next one is classic Gershwin. So basically this came out in 87. He's got this enduring legacy from Tin Pan Alley to opera houses, from concert hall to opera houses, from Tin Pan Alley to Broadway to Hollywood. It starts off with Rhapsody in Blue, and then on side and then An American in Paris. Side 2 is a medley from Woody Allen's movie Manhattan. And then you get to, they've got Embraceable Me. And I can't say, it's 3 preludes for piano. So you put this on, and it's got Leonard Bernstein. So this is just a beautiful, I'm trying to get rid of that glare. This is just a beautiful album, especially starting with Rhapsody in Blue. You put it on and it just relaxes you. So classic Gershwin. Now we're down to the last two. I gotta stretch my leg out. So I bought this in 88. I didn't know anything about the Byrds. It was the 80s. I was a teenager, So I bought the Byrds' greatest hits. It came out in 67. Of course, this was their psychedelic period. These songs are from 65 to 67. I absolutely love what they do with Bob Dylan songs, especially My Back Pages and Mr. Tambourine Man. You cannot beat the Byrds version of Mr. Tambourine Man. And some of these, I admit, I heard these. I thought they were all the Byrds songs. It was later that I found out. I'm like, oh, Bob Dylan wrote Mr. Tambourine Man. Bob Dylan wrote My Back Pages. My Back Pages is probably one of my favorite songs. And then what they did write, 8 Miles High, like with that freeform guitar, it was just, 8 Miles High is incredible. I've heard Husker Du cover it, and it's incredible as well, but you got to hear the Byrds do it. And so this, it came out on mono. This is the stereo, and I'll let you see the track listing. And so yeah, I was like 18 and 88 when I bought this and fell in love with it. Now they got a little more country rock later, and I know that's when like Vinyl Richie says Graham Parsons came along and ruined it and got him into country rock. But this is the psychedelic stuff, and you can't beat 8 Miles High. They also they covered a lot of Dylan, but then Tom Petty covered some of them, and Tom Petty covered So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star. Now Turn, Turn, Turn to Everything There Is a Season. They didn't write that one either, which was shocking to me. All I Really Want to Do, I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better. Mr. Spaceman, pretty good. So the last one, it's hot up here. The last one, it's not a greatest hits album. It's not a greatest hits album, but it is. I'm showing Michael Jackson's Thriller because let's just say from 82 to 84. This is his greatest hits from 82 to 84. 7 of the 9 songs on here were singles. It's supposed to be, all killer, all killer, no filler. And I hate to say it, but the song with Paul McCartney, The Girl Is Mine, that's filler. Like, people, I mean, that should be great. You've got these 2 incredible artists working together, but it was just like, the doggone girl is mine. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Yeah, it's so bad. I hate it. Although I love this album. So basically, and I'm going to show they had Eddie Van Halen on guitar for Beat It. And so when he was working with Quincy Jones, and this was after Off the Wall, he said, I don't want it to be so disco-y. So this could be like post-disco. It could be funk, pop, definitely pop because it was popular. And on it, it'll say the world's biggest selling album of all time. And the other side of this beautiful picture disc is from the video Thriller, which it premiered in December of 83. It was like 14 minutes. And so you've got that really beautiful disc. So let's see, 70 million copies is it's probably the greatest selling album of all time. 70 million copies. 37, it was on 37 non-consecutive weeks on the Billboard #1 from February of 83 to April of 84. So yeah, the 7 of the 9 songs were singles. They're incredible. I don't want to hurt my disc. Of course, Billie Jean, Beat It. Let's see, Human Nature. I do like that song, even though it's not like something that you really dance to, but it's really a sweet song. PYT, I like that. These are incredible. So while not a greatest hits album, let's say this was Michael Jackson's greatest hits album, 82 to 84. So those are my favorite greatest hits albums. And on Instagram, I've posted my top 10 CD greatest hits albums. Check that out because I'm on Instagram now. And January 1st, take part in the vinyl community tradition and watch me give awards to all of our wonderful community members. January 1st, New Year's Day tradition. Bye, everyone.